Hi, Chris Cantelmo here with another vibration for you. I haven't done this in a while, so I want to talk specifically about the DMT experience. So, and I've had about approximately 2,000 breakthroughs, inhalations of purified crystalline DMT, to the point where you can see spirits and you interact with what we refer to as entities, these creatures out there, which include now aliens from, they're so different that they just seem otherworldly. But anyway, so, and I've done ayahuasca, and it's great because you get to stay in the breakthrough for a long time, some hours. But it's also can be, somewhat challenging because it's a long time. But when you inhale it, it only lasts a couple of minutes. Like the intense part lasts about a couple of minutes, and then 5 minutes after you do it, it's pretty much gone. 10 minutes after you do it, it's quite hard to remember the spectacular details of the breakthrough. So anyway, on your first, what happens is if you inhale it, and usually what I do is I use like a glass pipe that's kind of like, it looks like a crack pipe. It's not a beautiful thing to watch because it looks like someone's doing some terrible drug like crack, but it's not. So I put in about, 50 to 60 milligrams, and you vaporize it with a torch lighter, and this beautiful white vapor comes up. You do one big hit, and then you seal up the glass pipe so no vapor escapes. It's so precious. Hold it, let it out. At the end of that happens, you get sort of a deep relaxation. Do the second hit. Okay, at the end of that, you go in, you enter this state of being that's so incredibly beautiful, so foreign and like you've been there before because it's what your childhood was like, and it starts to get psychedelic. Things start to move around. You start to see spirits. When you do the third hit, you enter another dimension. And what does that mean? What that means is in your everyday existence, when you're looking out at a scene, it has a certain size, has certain colors, has a certain shape. When you do DMT, everything gets bigger. All that stays where it is, but you get to see everything else that's there that the default brain doesn't have enough processing power to see, and also doesn't have the hookup to the cosmic broadcast, I call it, which comes to us through some kind of radio wave. And so you enter this just bigger world, all these other dimensions. When people talk about, is DMT a portal to another dimension? Yes, it is. Okay, it's the most amazing thing you'll ever do. The DMT experience is not an intoxication. When you go to these other dimensions, things get more clear, more precise. There is no wasted space. Everything is there for a reason. You see all the gears that make the machinery of existence work, and they all fit together beautifully, and they're shiny and clean. It's just the most amazing thing you'll ever do. Now, this is a really important point, so I want you to listen closely. People say, well, how could a chemical bring us into the spirit world? It's a chemical. Well, guess what? There isn't a single thing in the world that isn't a chemical. Your brain is 100% chemicals. Now, all of you will say, you can't function in the morning till you've had your cup of coffee. So this little molecule, caffeine, has a very profound effect on your brain, and it sort of kicks your brain up into higher gear. Well, guess what? There's an even better molecule. It's called DMT, N,N-dimethyltryptamine. NN means that the two methyl groups are attached to the nitrogen, the non-aromatic nitrogen, off the tryptamine structure. And I don't know why it is, but when you add DMT to your brain, it becomes super efficient and it can see other dimensions. Now, remember that DMT is produced by our brains. And when we're children, DMT is the primary neurotransmitter in our heads. That's why kids are so intelligent and learn so quickly. And when they look around, they see things that you can't see, and you think they're imagining it, but they're not there. But they are, because as adults, we forget what it was like to be a kid. Okay, that's your homework now. You got to go on YouTube and watch all my other videos and watch everything you can about DMT and ayahuasca, because it's going to change the world. When DMT becomes mainstream, It's going to make Microsoft look like some mom and pop crap shop. That's how valuable what Microsoft has compared to what DMT has to offer. It's the most natural, beautiful thing on Earth and in the universe. Love you, Chris Cantelmo, with another vibration.